Sergio Perez's future at Red Bull is under even greater scrutiny after a terrible British Grand Prix, and with performance clauses in his contract and replacements set to be assessed, one other critical factor may push the Formula One team into a decision earlier than anticipated, a decision that was made last year for another driver, however it didn't yield good results. So, is Perez's future in doubt? After qualifying for the British Grand Prix, senior engineers were seen having an animated discussion with team principal Christian Horner in Red Bull's tyre storage area beneath their trackside offices. What they were talking about, we don't know, but sources suggest Horner was informed about a growing concern within the team. Following another disappointing qualifying session for Sergio Perez, who spun off into the gravel at Copse, there was increasing worry about the team's Constructors' Championship standings. It seemed clear that without changes to transform Red Bull from a one-man scoring operation to a two-car effort like their rivals, the team could be at a risk of losing their lead. What once seemed like a comfortable march towards another championship double now faced a real threat from competitors. While Ferrari, McLaren and Mercedes have shown strength at various times, spreading their point-scoring opportunities, Red Bull's recent trajectory has put them in a precarious position. Reflecting on the last 5 races, it is evident that despite Verstappen's growing lead in the Drivers' Championship, the team battle momentum has shifted. Since the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, including Monaco, Canada, Spain, Austria and Britain, Red Bull has scored 105 points. In comparison, Ferrari has 80 points, McLaren 141 and Mercedes 142. If this trend continues, which may be a conservative estimate considering Mercedes' progress and McLaren's potential to correct their mistakes, Red Bull could lose over 7 points per race. With 12 races remaining, this puts McLaren 78 points behind, within striking distance. Red Bull's engineers, who meticulously analyze such data, feel that changes are necessary. This is why the issue currently surrounding Perez is not actually just about finding the best route to help him rediscover his form, or if Daniel Ricciardo or Liam Lawson could potentially be better options. The real choice is whether or not Red Bull really wants to guarantee it wins this year's Constructors' Championship. As Horner readily admitted on Sunday night after the British Grand Prix, Perez's contribution of 11 points in 5 races and 15 points in 6 is unsustainable for a squad battling for title glory. Indeed, even Red Bull's rivals think that the fight for the Constructors' Championship this year ultimately depends on what happens with the team's second car. McLaren CEO Zak Brown said at Silverstone, "I think it's going to be dependent upon Perez at the end of the day. You've just got to assume Max is going to be first, second or third at every race the balance of the year, and probably more firsts than thirds. Sergio underperforming is what's opening the window for us. I think if we have the same points gained we've had the last 6 races over the balance of the year, we'd get the job done." It is not yet decision day for Red Bull on how to best secure the Constructors' Championship, but that moment is approaching quickly. The performance-related clause in Perez's contract, particularly in relation to the summer break, has been widely discussed. It is unlikely that Red Bull will take any action before then, as the team still hopes the Mexican driver can rediscover the form he showed at the start of the season. But the team's decision-making process could be influenced later this week if Lawson's filming day aero test in the RB20 at Silverstone offers signs that the New Zealander could have what it takes to handle a step up to the main team. Liam Lawson is gearing up for his first test in Red Bull's 2024 Formula One car on Thursday, which has drawn comparisons to Daniel Ricciardo's pivotal run last year, hinting at the possibility of another mid-season driver swap. Ricciardo secured his return to Red Bull's second team 12 months ago by replacing Nick de Vries after a successful test in the 2023 Red Bull RB19. This time it's Red Bull Racing that might see a surprising change as Sergio Perez faces mounting pressure to retain his seat amid underperformance. Perez has 2 races before the summer break to reverse his poor form, while Lawson has a significant opportunity to make his case with this Red Bull test and another at the end of the month in a 2022 car. This month could be crucial for Red Bull and its drivers, but Lawson's test will be different in nature and won't mirror Ricciardo's experience from a year ago. Whatever Lawson achieves in the RB20 outing, it won't be his last chance to impress before the end of the month. Perez has 2 races to improve his performance, or at least make a strong effort, before the summer break. Lawson's test in the AlphaTauri AT03 is scheduled for the week after the Belgian Grand Prix at Imola. By the end of July, Red Bull will have comprehensive data on Perez, Lawson and Ricciardo to inform their decision. Timing is crucial, as Lawson's contract reportedly includes a 2025 option that expires in September. If Red Bull does not secure him a race seat for next year by then, he will become a free agent. The RB test, using a 2-year-old car from the team's previous iteration, is mainly a chance for Lawson to gain significant mileage in a year with limited opportunities. This test has been scheduled for a while and is likely part of his regular 2024 program. Lawson is excluded from Friday FP1 outings due to his 5 race starts last year, which disqualify him from young driver activities. Although driving the 2022 car is less directly relevant than the 2024 Red Bull, it offers more practical benefits due to the more flexible route around testing previous cars, TPC rules. These rules allow for unlimited mileage, the use of components and software from past races or tests, and the fitting of Pirelli's Academy tires, along with permissible mechanical setup and driver control changes. These TPC rules are advantageous for teams developing young drivers, as seen with Ferrari's Ollie Behrman and Mercedes' Kimi Antonelli, who receive extensive mileage in these tests. These old car tests are so valuable that teams often prioritize them over the drivers' Formula 2 campaigns. Lawson hasn't driven F1 cars for either Red Bull team since his last Grand Prix in Qatar last year. The upcoming tests might have initially been intended to help him regain familiarity, but the next few weeks will determine whether they lead to a more significant opportunity. With that Lawson knowledge in his back pocket, the onus will then be on Perez to prove himself on track in Hungary and Belgium. This proof involves more than just being within a specific time range of Verstappen. It means bringing home significant points to demonstrate he has turned the corner. Perez will have the advantage of using the new RB20 floor that Verstappen ran at the British Grand Prix. However, there is some debate about its impact. Red Bull Motorsport advisor Helmut Marko told Sky Germany after qualifying that it provided 6 points of downforce, which equated to about half a tenth. When Horner was asked to verify those numbers, he clarified. Firstly, I think your figure is incorrect. It's no secret that we have less development time than the others and we're at the top of the curve, so you're into diminishing returns. Perez knows how crucial the next 2 weeks are for his future, making it a case of sink or swim. Developing the points that Red Bull needs to consolidate its position in the Constructors' Championship may be enough. Even if he does not get within 100 points of Verstappen before the summer break, 2 strong finishes could convince Red Bull that he remains their best hope for the rest of the year. However, if Perez stumbles and McLaren or Mercedes make gains to narrow the gap, Red Bull may have no choice but to make a change. Sentimentality and loyalty will have to be set aside, as running an F1 team is about winning, not being nice. Perez must absorb all that pressure in the upcoming races and somehow unlock performance that has been missing for weeks. I know where I am in terms of the contract. I cannot let it be a distraction, he declared after the British GP. I need to focus on the next 2 weekends, which are the priority, and together with the team get out of this difficult period. The question for Red Bull is ultimately whether they believe getting out of this difficult period includes Perez. Some within the team already think it does not. Do you think Perez will stay a Red Bull driver until 2025? Let us know down in the comments below, and we will see you in the next video.